Hey guys, welcome back to Vince-Vell Custom. So today I'm sharing with you a Sideshow premium format that has been customized. Not really customized to the point where I resculpted. It was customized where all the blue on the statue was actually cloth, and all that cloth has been taken off. So a client that I do a lot of work for was able to get their hands on the statue, and they got it at a fairly cheap price because I guess this statue still goes for a lot of money. It's got that old classic Spider-Man feel, which a lot of people I like, and even a couple of friends that's come over, they say they like the statue a lot. It was always one of their favorites. But, so he got it, I think it was like on the leg and somewhere here and over here. It was kind of like the cloth was like messed up. I forgot if it was stained or was ripped. I don't really remember. But the only thing I really remember is that the statue smelled like smoke, and all the smoke was like stuck into the cloth. And it was, once I pulled all that cloth off, I discovered that there was a lot of work to do underneath. But at least I got to throw the cloth away, and all that smoke smell went away, which is good. So that's the only downer about cloth. If you get these stains and you get these nicks or tears, it's done. You can't do anything about it other than pull it off and redo it, because this this piece here is glued into this leg, and then these two leg pieces are glued into the belt buckle area, then this piece is glued into here, this piece is, so if you're able to go online, you could probably look at the original sculpt of this thing and see that it's all broken down in pieces. It's like all broken down, and because the cloth was tucked in underneath here, under there, and it was just all over the place. So what I had to do is take the X-Acto blade, cut into here, cut in there, rip it all off, and then once I got it all off, I realized how cool this statue really is, because I mean, look at all the muscles here. You got all this muscle detailing here. You got all this muscles around the back, here. You got all this here. You got the rib cage. It's just, you got a lot of sculpt here, and it was all hidden from the cloth, which kind of sucks. But once it was all said and done, got all that off. All I had to do was pretty much seam all the blue going to the red, because all the cloth was tucked underneath. So once I seamed all that around, I seamed all here, I seamed around here, and I built everything back up, and then I fixed in certain areas that were missing, because these pieces were different pieces. And then, like around here on these muscles were all like jagged, So I had to sand all that down. I had to fill in some muscle areas here and there. But once it was all done, it was pretty cool. He came together. Did some priming on it when it was all said and done. And then I just painted it up. Now, because he's kind of like a different type of pose and the way he works out, I wanted to make sure that I could get some really good strong paints on him. Because the blue is actually like a blue resin almost. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. I think that was red resin. I don't really remember. But I know the red is like a red resin, but the blue, I think, might have been blue. I don't really remember that much. It's been a while since I worked on it. But, so, I just had to pretty much do all that. And then, let's see. I had to sculpt on the symbol, because once you pull off the cloth, the symbol's not there anymore. So I had to sculpt on the symbol. Because of his back is kind of, this is forward and this is up. Symbol, I had to kind of like work the symbol around so it looks even, but even though the back and everything's kind of warped, so that was a little bit difficult. But once that was all said and done and he was all put together and seamed up and looked good, it was just a matter of painting him. Now, the blue paint is a different type of paint I've used. I use Winsor Newton out of the tube, for regular acrylic painting. I wanted a stronger acrylic blue on him, only because of the way you have to handle him. You have to, grab him from the base and pull him up. And when I painted him, I had to have him down on his back. I had to do all the line work, and I had to flip him over, do that. So I wanted to make sure there was something that was strong. So I used a different type of paint. So it might be a little bit glossy into the video, but that's only because it's just the type of paint and it's the bright lights. But I just got that done, and I have to say, one thing I learned about painting Spider-Man with raised lines, it's much harder than scored in lines, because with raised lines, you mess up, you can't really wipe it with your finger and your tongue and wipe it off, and then the black paint will go into the groove and takes off the red. Here, when you mess up, you pretty much messed up onto the red, and then when you wipe it off, you're wiping everything all over, and it's just really a pain. And I give sculptors credit. Any sculptor who has to sculpt Spider-Man and make lines, It is a lot of work, and it is a lot of work to paint these black lines raised. It just, I tell you, man, Spider-Man's become very tedious, even though he's got a cool design. So it's old school Spider-Man, and just ran with it. Other than that, the red is pretty much just a basic, Garage Kits red with some shading here and there. All the black lines just regular black paint, and then the eyes, I did white eyes, and then on Garage Kits, iridescent blue tint onto it with some gloss coating. So did my best so you could get that little sheen in the eyes, kind of get that look going, and that was it. So a really cool statue, and it's really fun to take an old statue that was done years ago and bring it back to life, and bring it back to colors. Take the cloth off, you get to see all the muscles, you get to see everything that was done on him. I mean, really cool statue. There might be more to the base. I don't remember. I didn't pull everything out of the box. I just focused on the figure and got him out. So, like I said, if you're a fan of Spider-Man and you actually have this statue, this gives you a chance to see really what's underneath the cloth. You can see all the muscle detailing. It really screams Spider-Man actually when the cloth's off, because when you have the cloth, it just goes taunt around this, and you kind of just see it like it's kind of just like a balloon leg, where when it comes off, you get to see all this muscle mass, which is really cool. But, in certain areas, though, I did have to fill muscles. Like, certain here's, this was, like, indented too much, so I had to fill in here a little bit. And then, like, underneath the leg, I had to fill in here. I had to fill a little bit around there, just to kind of bring it up a little bit more, because it was just too indented, like, there was, like, no skin on him. So I had to kind of build that up a little bit here and there, but not many areas, just a few. But there you go. That is a Spider-Man Premium Format Old School one, and brought back to life. So hopefully you guys like the way he looks. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with more videos.